Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to have a look at some of the flora that can be seen at Mount Buffalo. Now Mount Buffalo is a raised plateau with the highest point being 1,723 meters tall at a point called the Horn. It is quite expansive with lots of interesting granite features. Now this granite was formed in the early Devonian, roughly 419 to 393 million years ago. It is described as oxidized, medium to coarse grained I-type granite, red-brown biotite and ilmenite, biotite rich and cross-cut by aplite dikes. Hope you all understood that. Anyway, the mountain is a great place for hiking during the summer months. It's also excellent for tobogganing in the winter months. It can get varied amounts of snow, but what we're going to have a look at here is some of the plants now that can be seen here. We will start with Gardenia hederaceae, subspecies alpestris. Now this is a lovely prostrate mat forming herb. It has those delightful yellow flowers that have leaves that look a bit like ivy, hence the name hederaceae. And it can get quite large, probably up to a metre or more in diameter. Quite a stunning plant. Now the family Gardeniaceae is one that contains about 404 species in 12 different genera, and it is mostly distributed in Australia, so a lot of people may not have heard of it who live outside of Australia, but it contains such genera as Brunnonia, Dampiria, Gardenia, Scaevola, Leschenoltia, and a few others. This is Gravila Victoriae, or the Royal Gravila. It is a spreading to erect shrub, 1 to 5 meters high and 1 to 6 meters wide. It is normally flowering with those beautiful reddish, pinkish flowers between August and January, but where there's no snow, it can be occurring sporadically throughout the year. It is confined to the high montane, subalpine and alpine regions, but can occasionally be found down to about 500 meters. It is found in Victoria and New South Wales. Grevillea is probably a family that needs no introduction, but a genus that needs no introduction, but is a genus, a part of the Proteaceae family, which is predominantly South Africa and Australia and a few other regions. There is known to be about 350 species endemic to Australia and 5 other species which are endemic to areas outside, including 3 in New Caledonia and New Guinea and 1 in Indonesia. Cassia Alpena, also known as the alpine wattle, is one of the 1,084 species of wattle that is found in Australia. It's a delightful small shrub, 1 to 2 meters tall, can be quite spreading. It has that typical wattle flower. These are lemony yellow in colour, and it is normally found on exposed sites, shallow rocky soils, and it is found in alpine and subalpine areas within Victoria and New South Wales. This is Acacia obliquonervia, also known as the mountain hickory whitehall. It can be a shrub or tree growing to 1 to 15 metres high, erect or spreading. It has lovely yellow flowers that are a simple inflorescence, found in clusters of 3 to 16 in a raceme along a zigzag axis of up to 10 centimetres long, and the flower heads have a diameter of about 5 to 8 mil, and they contain 20 to 35 bright yellow coloured flowers. This can be found flowering between August and December and is found throughout New South Wales, the Australian Capital Territory and Victoria, in between altitudes of 500 to 1700 metres. Quite a lovely, outstanding wattle. This is the buffalo mint bush, Prostanthera monticola. It is an open sprawling shrub, typically 0.3 to 2 metres tall. It has wonderful pale bluish green to grey-green flowers with dark purple-blue veins. This Prostanthera can be found in Mount Buffalo and also in the Kosciuszko National Park between the altitudes of 530 metres and 1,850 metres. Quite an outstanding and different Prostanthera or mint bush, and in this particular case, the buffalo mint bush. On the drive up to Mount Buffalo, in the road cuttings, you will find Pilia humilis, also known as the common rice flower. This plant is quite widespread throughout Victoria, South Australia, New South Wales and Tasmania. It forms a shrub 5 to 50 centimetres high. It has beautiful white flowers in a terminal inflorescence with a many-flowered head, and mostly flowering during the spring months. Leaves are opposite, usually narrowly elliptic or elliptic, and up to 16 mil in length and 9 mil in width. It is usually found in heathland and drier woodland communities, sandy soil, sandy loam, or skeletal soil overlying rock situations. The genus Pilia is predominantly an Australian and New Zealand genus with 110 species in Australia and 36 in New Zealand. It belongs to the family Thymeliaceae, and that is where you will also find the Daphnes. This genus is an exciting one as it has many species that are very attractive, and particularly the Australian alpine ones are quite something as well. An absolute classic of the alpine high country in Victoria and New South Wales is the alpine mint bush, Prostanthera cuneata. This lovely dense shrub grows to about 1 metre tall. It is strongly aromatic. It has beautiful white flowers with yellow and purple spots within them. It is common or even dominant in alpine closed heathlands and shrublands, and even Eucalyptus passiflora subalpine woodland, growing between altitudes of 1500 metres and 2000 metres, and usually on rocky sites. The genus Prostanthera is endemic to Australia and it contains about 100 species, and it is located in the Lamiaceae family. This is another spectacular genus with many beautiful plants within it. The Alpine Westringia senicola, is a compact spreading shrub 0.3 to 1.3 meters high and up to 1 meter in diameter. It has densely clustered flowers in the distal axils that are white in colour with orange spots in the throat and flowering during summer. The leaves are in whorls of 5 or 6. This plant is endemic to Victoria. It can be locally common on high rocky mountains like Mount Buffalo here and a few other locations. The genus Westringia is endemic to Australia. There's roughly about 25 species that can be found, and this genus is located in the Lamiaceae family. Of utmost beauty is Cyrillia Intral Loa, synonym Caltha intraloba. Now, Vic Flora has this listed as Cyrillia Intral Loa and Caltha as the synonym, whereas Q has this listed as Caltha Intral Loa, synonym being Cyrillia Intral Loa. Anyway, whatever takes your fancy. This is a beautiful perennial plant from the Victorian Alps and New South Wales Alps. It has lovely white or pink flowers, and they're sometimes veined darker. They are mostly sessile, nestled within the leaves, and also solitary. And I'll show you a better example a bit later on. The leaves are rosetted and about 10 to 40 mil in length and 5 to 18 mil wide, and sort of lay flat on the ground. This plant is flowering August, September, and is one of the first alpines to flower as the snow recedes, so it's a snowmelt species. And interestingly, when it is in fruit, the peduncle elongates to about 10 to 20 centimeters long and places the seeds, I suppose, up where the wind can catch them and blow them away to their next destination, which is normally next door to each other. This can be seen to great effect in the above photo. These plants were nearly finished flowering at Mount Buffalo, as they're at a lower altitude than some of the others. The ones we saw the day before, which were probably 200 meters higher, were in full bloom and can be seen to great effect in the above photo. It is quite a special and beautiful plant. The Caltha genus is found in cold and temperate regions of Northern Hemisphere, the Andes, Patagonia, the Alpine areas of Australia and New Zealand, and there is about 10 species, and they are located in the buttercup family, which is Ranunculaceae. An interesting woody herb is Veronica dwiana, which is quite widespread across Victoria, and this subspecies Maydeniana, which can be found on Mount Buffalo, is quite beautiful. It has white or pale lilac or pale blue flowers and growing, as I said, up to about 1.4 metres. It is normally found in rocky slopes and grassland, herbfield and eucalypt woodland in the higher montane and subalpine areas of the Victorian Alps. Another plant of stunning beauty is Gunn's alpine buttercup, Ranunculus gunnianus. It has beautiful glossy yellow flowers with 5 to 13 petals on reddish stems that extend to 25 centimeters high. These also have many oppressed hairs, which can be seen in the above photo. The leaves are tufted at the base, with few to many fine semi-oppressed hairs as well, and they are pinnately divided into numerous semi-terete segments, 1 to 4 centimeters in length. This stunner can be seen flowering between October and February. It is locally common in damp grassland, herb field and bogs throughout the higher Alps in Victoria, New South Wales and Tasmania. The genus Ranunculus does not need any introduction. It contains over 1800 species worldwide and is located in the Ranunculaceae family. Well, that's about it for this video. As you can imagine, we've only really scratched the surface of the flora that is at Mount Buffalo. There is in fact over 550 species. The size of Mount Buffalo National Park is 77,000 acres and tops out at 1,723 metres above sea level. So it's quite a diverse park with a raised plateau. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video on some of the species. As always, I do really appreciate your support. Please feel free to leave a comment, a like and even subscribe, and that way you can keep up with all the latest developments on this channel. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Cheers.